Hello.
Greeting.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Okay then. Well, since hey everyone, this is your friend and compatriot MilanJeftic1992 here, and yes, once again, I've broken into Deadpoolzilla's house, yeah, kidnapped his family. They're now in the basement, tied up with ball gags in their mouth. And so yes, I'm here with Deadpoolzilla, and I'm threatening him at knife point to do this Black Lagoon Q&A with me. So what do you say?
I want my family back.
You will never see them again if you say no. But if you do happen to agree to this arrangement, then yes, there is a 75% chance that you might see them alive again at some point in the next week. What do you say?
75 is a C. 75 is a big chance.
You know, if you want to, you can perform. You know, we can trade sexual pleasures. You know, that would be.
We'll go with option A. Okay.
Okay, then that's fine. Then. Yes.
Although I have heard you are amazing.
I am amazing. I've been told by many a black man that I'm better than Bill Clinton. In the sack, I mean.
You probably. Never mind. That I forgot the joke. Never mind. So yeah, we're gonna do our Q&A. Milan is going to whisper sweet madness to you all, and it's going to be beautiful.
Yes, beautiful in a way that a car crash with clowns in it is beautiful. Just imagine, like one of those little tiny clown cars. If it was hit by like one of those action movie trucks that somehow manages to carry enough explosives to destroy half of a highway. Just imagine, a clown car smashing into that, colorfully dressed bodies strewn all over the highway, on fire, little clown kids are screaming, the police are coming, and there is Milan standing in the middle of the wreckage, surrounded by fire, dressed completely head to toe in black leather, and smiling with his eyes glittering with delightful madness.
Why? Okay, I can understand all that because this is Black Lagoon, and that analogy works pretty well, but why black leather?
What's wrong with black leather? I think it's rather slimming.
Yeah, can't fault you for that one. But anyway, let's do the Q&A. We're almost 3 minutes in and have done nothing. Alright, so our first question comes from Burnouter7. And he asks, what do you think of... Okay, he's basically asking all these different crossovers. First being The Darkness in Black Lagoon. Then G.I. Joe Black Lagoon, and then finally Black Lagoon Hellboy crossover. So, first off, let's talk about The Darkness in Black Lagoon. I could see it. I could, despite the supernatural element, I could see it because Jackie Estacado is a mob boss.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Darkness comics and the Full Cow comics really do have that kind of weird griminess that kind of weirdly does certainly fit in with the Black Lagoon universe. I mean, Black Lagoon is more Islander, more South Seas, South Indies type of a thing, and it's fun, and it's Asian movie action hero type of a thing. And yes, it has a similar vibe to it, kind of East meets West type of a thing. And I could see it really happening.
Yeah. With here's how I see it. Like Jackie is moving into Roanapur, and no one knows that he can use the darkness. Only his gang does, and he's getting a lot of territory from Hotel Moscow and the Chinese and the Triads and the Italians and the other other big mafia heads, and they're like, "What the fuck? How is he doing this?"
I think that's a really good idea, and it'd be funny because in Roanapur seems to be really kind of like a seaside resort type of city. I mean, this.
No, it is not. It is not a resort type city.
I know, but it looks, to the layman, I mean, what the hell is that?
What the hell was what?
I don't know, doesn't matter. Anyway, it'd be fun to have that limitation that Jackie can't really use the darkness in the mornings or during the daytime because, there's very little shadow in the show. I mean, you could use it at night and that's where he shine, but I'd love to see Balalaika kind of figure out how, what's his advantage and kind of only strike at him during the day, where Jackie's powers are extremely reduced, and so she doesn't really just, she attacks him in, like, we have to get him out now, because if he attacks us during the night, we literally won't be able to fight him back, because he has freaking shadow demons on his side.
Yeah, he has like a living god entity inside of him.
Yeah, exactly.
And the other thing is that Jackie isn't defenseless. He knows how to fight in the daylight. He's a very intelligent man.
Oh yes, but Balalaika, Jackie is Jackie, fine, but he's just a reasonably clever thug with an advantage during the night, with a supernatural advantage during the night. But he's still a thug. Balalaika has a very experienced, fully trained army on her side, and she is Balalaika.
Yeah.
And you don't cross a Russian woman.
You're speaking from experience.
Definitely. But I'd love to see how the Black Lagoon gang are just going to handle all this. I mean, I don't see them really taking a side in the conflict, but kind of somehow, I see them playing more of a humorous role, of them just kind of being stuck in this insane gang wars, right? This insane supernatural gang war right in the middle, and they're just kind of, they're just trying to get out of the way, like we gotta leave the island for a little while until it blows over. And it's just like, I don't know, maybe like, maybe Rock or somebody might have like I don't know, maybe that they take Balalaika's side because, they don't want the whole city to be infested with demons. And then, I don't know, it's interesting. I see them playing.
The other thing I'd like to see, the other element playing, is that Revi's whole world is going to get shaken up because it's a supernatural element. She doesn't believe in, like, she's an atheist and all that.
Yeah. But, I think after a while, when she first kills a little darkness creature and its head blows up, she goes all 80s action hero theme. She's like, I get to blow up fucking scary dark goblin things. And she finds like a machine gun and goes all, R-rated Ghostbusters in our asses. It's just, it's just shooting up the place like, yay!
Yeah.
I'm shooting gremlins!
Yeah. It's actually kind of funny because in the Marvel 2K14 universe I work on, we have the Black Lagoon universe is in that universe.
Cool.
Yeah, they're pretty much like I've mostly done a lot of control on the Black Lagoon stuff, and they've only been in 2 appearances. One is in a Spider-Man and Revi team up in Marvel Team Up, and another one is I'm doing a 4-part miniseries with Wolverine versus Roberta.
That is terrifying.
And then it's gonna spin out into a sister story with Balalaika trying to kill Black Widow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That actually works. Damn.
Well, the thing is that Balalaika believes that Natasha's like a traitor because she's such a diehard communist.
Balalaika? A diehard communist? Oh, please, honey.
No, she's like, she was so committed to the Russian cause, she kind of considers Natasha a traitor, and she's had this a long time coming.
I suppose so, but I don't think it diminished it if you go for the political thing. I think it'd be sort of like a kind of a warrior thing, like she abandoned the, she gave up some information during a battle, and Balalaika doesn't really give a fuck about the politics, because most Russian people don't really give a fuck about the politics, at least from that time. From the 90s, everyone just didn't give a fuck, especially these, soldiers for hire, soldiers of fortune type of fellas. I mean, it'd be interesting if Natasha screwed over Balalaika in some way, like they were, partners or something, or Balalaika trained Natasha, and it just Natasha, abandoned the battlefield or something, or betrayed the team, and some people got killed. She gave up some information that jeopardized the whole team, something along those lines. But and just to say like, it's political, because if it's political, it kind of diminishes the character of Balalaika. She seems far too intelligent to let politics get in the way of business. But if it's like a warrior thing, and it's like, you betrayed us during battle, then
to use that instead. Anyway, speaking of soldier stuff, moving on to the G.I. Joe one. What do you think of G.I. Joe and Black Lagoon? How do you think that would go?
If we're going for the classic cheesy G.I. Joe during the '80s, then maybe it could be like a weird anime, American cartoon, like a comedy show. But if you're going for the more modern cartoon, then I really can't see that happening.
But, I could see it like Cobra is trying to branch out, and they're trying to have like an outpost or something, and Balalaika, rather than getting the old saying, best at the devil's side than in his way.
I suppose so. But the thing is, it'd be much more interesting to see, because Baranapur, it doesn't seem like a great place. It seems like a trading post, really, for crime. I mean, the whole island doesn't seem that big to be like an installation or anything. But, I think, Balalaika, some other crime lord, is selling Cobra weapons, and it's kind of like it's a smuggling operation to try to get weapons out of North Korea or something into the hands of Cobra, or Cobra's selling weapons to North Korea or someplace, or someplace like that. And Baranapur is kind of like the underground, the kind of the go-to guys. Balalaika is kind of the transporter, is away her company, Hotel Moscow. Have it play around with more of a globalist arms race thing in mind. Because I don't think if Cobra wouldn't bother to try to take over Baranapur, because they have enough secret islands of their very own. Baranapur just seems more like a trading post or a business partner.
That makes more sense. I could definitely see Hotel Moscow is kind of their weapons dealers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the Lagoon Company has to, be the one to trade out the weapons, and I could definitely see Revy being a total bitch to everyone in Cobra, but she has to keep her mouth shut.
And she starts making fun of the Cobra commander's voice.
Yeah. Destro would hate working with these people.
Definitely. And then you can have guys like Duke, try to go undercover and join the not Hotel Moscow, but the Black Lagoon crew, to just to go I'm Bill, and I want to be part of the Black Lagoon crew and whatever, and just tries to play with some undercover stuff. We have the main conflict can be between Cobra and Hotel Moscow and the Black Lagoon crew, and just have the Joes, not like a lot of them, but just a few, just kind of work in the shadows, like have Snake Eyes kind of drift through the streets like in disguise with Duke, all dressed up in a Hawaiian shirt and with a shaved head, trying to act all gangsterish. And it'd be interesting.
Yeah. All right, and finally, and we got to make this quick because we've got a lot more questions. Black Lagoon and Hellboy. How I could see it is there's a satanic cult that comes to Roanapur to set up shop, and they start, using women, prostitutes as sacrifices. They mind control other cultists to make other cultists, and Hellboy just comes along. Now, I would actually use more of the Dark Horse element, because in Dark Horse, when Hellboy showed up, everyone was like, "Oh, it's Hellboy, hey!" Everyone was so mellow with Hellboy just showing up.
Yeah, that was kind of a funny thing. Hey, he is an Irish Catholic priest. Hello, Hellboy, come into the church, have a cup of tea. Something like that. That is funny.
That's what I love about Mike Mignola's comics, was that Hellboy was this big angry demon thing, and they kind of made the BPRD like the shield of that universe.
Yeah, totally. Not really the shield, because the shield seems too glamorous. It's like the plumbers, or better yet, the Night Watch from this Russian series called Night Watch, which essentially they're just like supernatural plumbers. Not literally, but figuratively speaking. But personally, I don't really see Hellboy mixing up with Black Lagoon, because with Black Lagoon, it has a very certain style. It has sort of a Southeast Indies type of island, Asian movie crime thriller action film type of thing, and Hellboy has a very certain vibe to it. I'm not to say it wouldn't be an interesting genre mash. It could be an interesting episode or comic or whatever. But it's just I really don't see any way that it could. Well, I can see the ways that it could work, but I'm not really interested in seeing it.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see, but I don't really care.
So out of the three, which would you really want to see the most?
Personally, I'd like to see the G.I. Joe one. Because you can play around with the geopolitical arms dealer politics, of weapons dealers and whatever. Have that played around. Can have like a skullduggery espionage thing going on with this whole soldier of fortune bullshit. Thrown into the mix of it, and just have a big fun type of an action movie with brains that happens to be in a place that Americans aren't really used to being. Aren't really used to being at.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for that question, Burnouter. Next comes King Nazaru, and he asks, who do you want from Black Lagoon to be called a fool by Excalibur from Soul Eater? I think everyone by his standards would be called a fool. Because that guy's a prick.
Excalibur. What? Can you repeat the question?
Excalibur. He's this character he's the actual sword Excalibur that can turn into a living thing, and he's a total prick.
Is this from a video game?
It's from an anime.
I have no clue. I don't think I watched that or played it or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, alright. So thank you for that question, King Nazaru. Next comes Mitchmeister, and he asks, do you think Revy, with her backstory and life as a mercenary, is a modern-day female version of Guts from Berserk? Also, Black Lagoon coming to Toonami in March.
That's interesting, but if that's true, Guts is one of those, I don't know if you know this, but Guts in both the in the manga and the anime, the reason he's so fucked up and so insanely badass and so nothing you can do to me, is compared to what I went through, is essentially Guts' backstory is so incredibly tragic. I mean, his mother was hung while she was still pregnant with him, and he lived in her belly while she was dead, hanging from a tree for a couple of days before a few bandits came, cut him out of his mother's belly, and one of the bandits raised him and sold him sold him into sex slavery and whatever, and beat the shit out of him. And it's just I don't think Revy, I'm sure she had a dark and tragic past, and I don't know if it's still kind of clenched, shrouded in shadow as far as I know. I think to go that dark would kind of put a damper on the whole show. But I'm not saying you can't go dark. I mean, you can have her shoot her mother or whatever, some gun violence for some reason.
Wow, you're saying this show wouldn't handle being dark? Have you not watched? Are we talking about the same anime here, right, Milan?
I know. I understand that, but the thing is, if you're going, I'm saying that if you're going to incorporate the aspect of child prostitution from Guts' backstory into Revy's, it just becomes a little bit too sad and too tragic. And
really, I think it works just fine. But
I suppose so. But it just kind of, I don't know, something about violence doesn't seem it's a horrible thing to happen to children, but sexual violence is a horrible
the reason I say that is because they kind of allude to it in the backstories. That's because they've always said that we always see a young Revy and her shooting a guy, and
I'm not saying it doesn't fit. I mean, it does fit perfectly well.
But basically, what you're saying is no. Just giving the long answer, no.
I mean, it could work, but it's just it all depends how it's done.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I think they're going to keep a lot of Revy's backstory in the mystery.
I think that's a wise decision, because if you reveal far too much stuff about a person's backstory in comics or an anime or in any movie, they cease to be interesting. I mean, that's what happened to Wolverine. We literally learned what he had for breakfast when he was 12 years old. You know, it's not interesting anymore. But, you know, with Revy, it's still, you know, anything they come up with won't be as bad as we have, as the stuff we have in our heads. So, you know, if you want her to be, if you want her to be a child prostitute, whatever, if you want her to come up with some other horrible, tragic story, be my guest. But that's the thing. All the interpretations, all the guesses about her backstory are still valid if her backstory is still kept a mystery to the viewers.
All right. Anyway, thank you for that question, Mitch Meister. Next comes Robert Larson, and he asks, "What is your favorite supporting character in Black Lagoon?" For me, it's Bella. Well, no, it's Roberta. Roberta's she could be a supporting character. Yeah. For you, Milan?
For me, like, that's the thing. It's really hard to choose because every one of the characters is so much fun. Let's see. I don't know. I can't really pick. I love them all. I can't just pick one. I guess Revy could be a supporting character.
Well, she's a main character, so that doesn't count.
I suppose so. I guess I'm gonna go with Balalaika as well because it's just out of some sort of, you know, nationalistic pride. A hot, middle-aged, scarred-faced Russian woman that runs an offshoot of the Russian mafia. It's like Mama, you know. It's like a weird sexual attraction, but also this maternal thing. I'm like, yeah.
That is disturbing, Milan.
I know. It's I don't know. I like powerful women. Next question.
All right. Next comes from Jerkwater100. Thank you for that question, Robert, by the way. And next comes from Jerkwater100. He asks, "How do you think Revy will die?"
I hope she never dies. That's the thing. Like, it would be the obvious choice to have her die at the end, and it would be really tragic. But, you know, if they really want to end, like, this whole series can end in one or two ways. Either they can just have them ride off into the sunset and go on, you know, to other adventures, to adventures we'd never see, or have her, you know, settle down with Rock. You know, I'd really like to see a happy ending for Revy because it seems like she lived through so much crap, and I like just her and Rock are so adorable. Or just have them be like, you know, just have them just grow old together and part of this Black Lagoon crime, you know, pirate thing they had going on. It just seems like, just let them grow old with a life of adventure.
My thing is that Revy's so broken, she doesn't want a family. She wants it's kind of like the Kurgan with her. It's better to burn out than fade away.
I suppose so, but
and that's the thing. Like, I think Revy she's suicidal. She wants to die. So my thing is that she's going to go out in a blaze of glory.
I suppose so, but like, if they are gonna kill her like that, I want her to have a bit of regret, like her and like I want her to die, you know, because, you know, Rock, you know, dies in her arms, like trying to save her, and she's like, you know, she's just holding him, and he's all bloodied, and he's coughing up blood, and like they're a bit older, and they're like, you have that really just heart-wrenching scene that Revy and Rock really did love each other. And then that's when Revy just, like, she was fully ready to, like, you know, she wasn't ready to, you know, settle down or anything, but she was happy with Rock.
Yeah.
And you know, he's taken away, that's just one more fucking nail in the coffin, and then she just snaps and she just fucking kills. She goes out in a blaze of glory. She kills as many.
It's pretty much a more gorier version of that scene, that ending scene in Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, I can honestly foresee in the future that Hotel Moscow and Black Lagoon aren't going to go so well. So I have a feeling that if the show is going to end like that, I think it's going to be her shooting her way through Hotel Moscow to get to Balalaika.
Suppose so.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just how I see it. So thank you for that question, Jerkwater. Next comes Aaron Izzard, and he asks, "What 3 shows, comic book series, and movies would you like to see crossed over with Black Lagoon?" So let's pick one show, one comic book, and one movie series to cross over with Black Lagoon. Milan, you first.
DuckTales.
What?
DuckTales, you heard me.
Okay, you've got to explain this.
Well, I know everyone thinks you're crazy, Milan. DuckTales and Black Lagoon would
No,
never
we know you're
work.
crazy, but we just want to find out what the purpose.
Well, I mean, if you look at, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and, Uncle Scrooge, I mean, they have like a wondrous adventure through the world. They're very globalist individuals. And, Uncle Scrooge, and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, stop at Brandper and open up a brothel or some sort of drug den, and this isn't one of Uncle Scrooge's offshore account type of things where he just kind of goes to relax, and his granddad nephews kind of help him with the business, and they kind of Huey is hooked on crack, and Dewey is just into the whores, and Louie's kind of the brains of the operation, and they're kind of like it's a really close family knit thing. But as you know, those three little suckers, they just get into trouble and they fuck around with with the Black Lagoon crew and Hotel Moscow and just the Yakuzas or whatever, and it just starts one giant gunfight. And then you could bring in Hotel Moscow, and Uncle Scrooge can they can Uncle Scrooge can marry Balalaika, and they can have kids and whatever. I'm just saying shit. I'm just waiting for you to come in and stop me.
There's a part of me that does and a part of me that doesn't. Okay, here's a little something easier. Comic book series.
Let's see. The Adventure Time tie-in comic. Now hear me out.
Oh, fuck, man.
Mm-hmm. No. Listen. What if the Mushroom War that essentially leads to, the Land of Oo started because of Baraniper, eh? There's a dignitary from North Korea trying to buy some weapons in Baraniper. Shit goes wrong, the missile goes off and blows up some fucking like South Korea or whatever, and shit goes crazy. Nuclear war starts. And guess what? The offspring of Rock and Revy is like he's thrown into the cabbage patch of the church where the gun-toting nuns live, and he lands into a cabbage patch, and that protects him from the radiation.
Okay, fucking shut up.
No, I'm serious. No, this is completely, sane. This makes perfect logical sense.
No, it doesn't.
It does. I mean, it's been shown. It's been scientifically proven that the cabbage patch leaves can in fact protect you from radiation. And so, through the radiation, Rock and Revy's child somehow becomes Caucasian. His hair becomes white, blonde, and his eyes turn blue, and he becomes a sweet, pure little blonde boy, and he's put into suspended animation. And over the years, the seas lower, and the island of Baraniper becomes a continent. And yes, then I don't know. Jake's family find Finn with a boy in the cabbage patch.
You just make no complete fucking sense, right?
I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, dude, and it's hilarious.
I know it's hilarious. I know.
Oh my god.
So okay, I'm scared too, but what about movie?
Who?
Movie. What movie universe do you want to cross over Black Lagoon?
Movie. Well, I can't really see why the Chipmunk franchise, Alvin and the Chipmunks, can't be set. The fourth movie can't be set on Baraniper. And like proper tortured, like in the first Kick-Ass comic, just or better yet, like that scene in Pulp Fiction, just have that shit happen, but to fucking Alvin, and then Revy just puts him out of his misery and eats him.
Why eat him?
Why not? I love the silence.
I'm just flabbergasted right now, Milan.
Oh, that's my job.
Alright, I'm gonna answer this one real quick, if you don't mind. Okay, for TV series, I'm gonna have to go with, I guess for TV show, I'm gonna have to go with this other anime that's pretty much like Black Lagoon. It's from the producers, actually, called Yormagon. And because that, you check it out, it's like pretty much, you could set it in the Black Lagoon universe, it'd be totally fine. 2, the comic books, I'm gonna have to go with Punisher.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Or Wolverine, or Daredevil, or one of those street-level heroes, or even Batman.
Batman.
And finally, for movies, I'm gonna go with Die Hard, with the Die Hard universe. John McClane and Roanoke, hell yeah.
That could be hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you for that question, Aaron. Next question comes from Fire Tools, and he asks, what do you think of a Black Lagoon Outlander crossover, where instead of Viking times, Caden and the Morrowind crash land in the jungles near the city? Have you ever seen that movie, Outlander, Milan?
Nope.
Okay, it's pretty much Vikings versus aliens. It's got John Hurt in it as well, and the guy who played Jesus in.
Why am I just finding out about this now? Why didn't you track me down and tell me about this 5 years ago?
I don't know. Must have slipped my mind.
You monster. How could you?
Yeah.
How could you, Deadpoolzilla?
Outlander's a lot of fun, but I'm gonna have to I guess I'm gonna have to fly solo. Is that? All right. Again, he goes a little more in depth with it because some of the questions, and also I feel so bad because there are questions that didn't get that got spammed. So I kind of feel like a lot of questions did disappear because fucking YouTube. So I do apologize for that, and I can't believe I'm saying that half hour into the video. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Yes, everyone. It's not our fault. Google Plus and YouTube once again destroys our viewing experience, ruining your enjoyment of Deadpoolzilla. Because if I had it my way, there would be more Deadpoolzilla for everyone. You know, if I could somehow clone you and sell you to the world as a commodity in a box, miniaturized, and you tasting of candy, you'll be like the next Mario. You know, you'll be a household name.
I'm pretty sure if you cloned me, you wouldn't let that clone out of your house. I just have this weird sense that you wouldn't share him to the world. You would just keep him.
Oh no, I'll keep the fully sized one for myself in my basement for my own, private experiments. But maybe I just grow this giant blob of flesh that has your DNA and just cut off bits of flesh from that, wrap it in a colorful commercialist type of box with a cute little mascot of you on it, and just sell you for like $13.50 to children.
That's a weird that's a weird sale price.
Yeah. I mean, like, can have you like ads from like 24, like a whole 5 channels, connected to Disney, run on multiple networks, 24 hours a day, just non-stop commercials of me staring at the camera with bloodshot eyes. I've been drinking. I'm in my undies and fucking dirty.
Getting back to the question.
So I'm getting to it. And I'm holding a vodka bottle in a little prepackaged box a piece of your clone's flesh in it, and I just stare at the camera and repeat, buy it, buy it. Just the first few frames of me crying from sleep exhaustion. Like it's a 5-hour reel, and it's just replayed over and over again for 48 hours straight without a single, respite.
Okay, so getting back to the question.
And the Disney company.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
The Disney company systematically kidnaps children and forces them to watch that same ad channel on multiple televisions, strapped to chairs with their eyes made to stay open with pliers for about 3 weeks, and then those children are released to the large popular area of, back into their school environment, and then, through word of mouth, your clone flesh toy will become, the new Spider-Man. It will become the new child's toy that all the children like now. I don't know, those little plastic Beyblades. You'll be the next Beyblades, my friend. Stick with me, baby. Okay, I'm done.
You're something, you know that?
Yes, I know.
Alright, so getting back to the question, I'm so sorry, Fire Tools. But, pretty much, I could see that, the Morrowind kind of finding its way to, trying to find food in the jungles, and it tries to find its way into Rowena, it starts killing and devouring people, and Caden's body is taken to Hotel Moscow, and it would definitely be interesting, because I think it would start off kind of like that Hansel and Gretel arc, and all these big hunters are looking for this one big serial killer, and then it turns out to be a fucking alien. And that would be interesting, because I think a lot of people would be like, holy shit, fucking alien!
No, not alien. Predator.
We'll get to that, because someone did ask us that question, I believe.
No. The creature is a predator.
We got a predator question, just hang on.
Alright, whatever.
So, in other words, Fire Tools, because I think Milan has just blindsided me here with his flesh, with basically his what did you call it? Like,
perfect marketing idea.
There you go, perfect. My clone flesh everywhere, though. I think he said flesh toys somewhere, which that sickens me.
It's gonna be like that, it's gonna be like Play-Doh, or the other stuff, the GAC. You'll be the world's next GAC product.
Oh god. Anyway, let's move on. Next question comes from Travis Rendon, and he asks, who would you pick to be your wife, Revy or Roberta?
Personally, I pick Revy. Or the big black man.
Really? You'd pick Dutch?
Yeah. Revy, seems like, she's the type of gal that never sits still. And she seems like she's gonna be a demon in the sack. And that she has that level of cynicism and dark homicidal urge that I look for in women. Plus the big black man just seems like he's a cuddler. Just someone that would hold me at night when I have my night terrors. Just rock me back and forth in his big, strong, brown arms, singing, "Oh, on the road, you mustn't fear the sun.
Oh, God.
All you gotta do, my son, is smile and walk on." And I just rest my, tired head in his muscular black man bosom. It'll be great.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with Roberta. I'm not really in the who would you fuck this animated character or that animated character? I'm not really one of those kind of guys. But if I had to choose between those two, because Revy seems like if I had an argument with her, just one argument, she'd blow my brains out, and not with a bullet, not with her mouth. With Roberta, she's a little more calm. The only problem is, if we ever had sex, I feel like she'd break me. in half.
I mean, Roberta would be a great kind of submissive wife. She'll do whatever you want. But yeah, I think she's one of those wiry, incredibly strong women that if she's the type of gal you have to get into real shape for. I mean, you can't just have her the way you are now. You gotta have a six pack and you gotta be strong, like physically proper strong to.
I'm pretty sure, like she's bitten I saw her bite a machete in half with her teeth. Imagine if she bit, you know.
I'd rather not.
Also, I'm pretty sure her vagina could pretty much snap something off.
Yeah. All she has to do is convulse with pleasure, and then you're just like, snap. Oh no, not again. Well, at least actually, I think Roberta would be quite, she's the type of girl that she has a perfect control of her body. She seems like the kind of girl that you'd think that she'd be a demon in the sack, but I really think she'd be quite gentle.
Why are we going further? Why are we going into like statistics about this?
I don't know. I'm just, dude, I care enough about your audience to truly put thought into these questions.
Or, madness. That's the better word.
Well, madness. I'm injecting madness into your viewers with my mouth.
Yeah.
That sounds so dirty, and you love it.
Anyway, I'm gonna go with Roberta. You're gonna go with Revy, right?
Yep. Or the big black man.
Or Dutch. That's your alter one.
Yes, Dutch. Oh, Dutch. Don't ever change.
Alright, thank you for that question, Travis. Next comes Wolfman the Impaler, and he asks, the Secret Six come to Roanapur. What happens?
Everyone dies. Tragically.
Yeah. But...
Or sex. A lot of sex.
Alright, so... pretty much with the Secret Six in Roanapur. I don't know how they get there, but Revy versus Deadshot would be awesome.
Damn right. That would be great. And they're both kind of quasi-suicidal, kind of loudmouth, wisecracking assholes. I think they hit it off quite well.
Yeah.
I think they hate each other so much. It'd be kind of like a sibling rivalry. They just proper hate each other, like not the cute kind of I hate you, but I secretly want to sleep with you, like proper, like just loathe each other, just to the point.
Though to be fair, I do see Floyd and Revy having angry sex.
No, I see them just like you. That'd be the easy answer. That would be like, oh yeah, they have sex, but just them just fucking proper hate each other. Not like hate, which is like the opposite of love, but loathe. Just pure fucking, like the very thought of you fills my mouth with fucking vomit. Like nothing would give me more pleasure than to see you die slowly.
Yeah, I can actually see that too, because I think Revy considers herself like the best shot in the world. And
yes.
And then here comes Floyd Lawton and just blows her out of the water. You saw that?
I could see that happening.
Yeah, like that would be the star of the ride because she thinks she's the best shot in the world. As for what about everyone else, like Bane and Catman and Ragdoll and all of them?
I see Bane being a bit of a practical guy. Like obviously, him and Dutch just kind of talk things out. Everyone wants to fight, but him and Dutch kind of talk it over, and they make it.
I think it'd be more like Scandal doing that.
I suppose so. Her and. But actually, I think Dutch and Bane kind of work together because they're both big guys, and they're both seem to have their head in the right place. Of course, I don't know. Just Bane and Dutch seem that they would really kind of not get along exactly, but really kind of understand each other.
All right. So I guess that we go on and on about them. But thanks for that question, Wolfman the Impaler. And Next question comes from SSJ Thug, and he asks, what would happen if Marvel's Kingpin and his people met Hotel Moscow?
Oh, God.
Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, meeting Bella Lyca. Well, it's kind of funny, because, again, going back to the Marvel 2K14 stuff, I've actually written in that little story of Revy and Spider-Man teaming up in Marvel Team Up, where it's kind of mentioned that, yeah, in our universe, Hotel Moscow and the Kingpin are allies.
Personally, I think that, after the Kingpin's wife died, I mean, she was like the kind woman, and she, got Kingpin out of the crime gang for a little while, as it were. But, like, I think Bella Lyca and Wilson were just gonna, they seem like, I'm not trying to play shipping here, but it's just like, there'd be an obvious attraction, like, or a really deep respect.
Yeah, I could definitely see, like, a respect kind of thing, because I think Bella Lyca would be logical and say, oh yeah, I can fight these guys, but it'd be kind of moot, because he's the goddamn crime lord of the world.
Not the world, Kingpin, just New York.
Yeah.
I mean, the world is, that's the Mandarin's job or whatever. Yeah. Kingpin owns New York. That's New York. That's his turf. But that's no big feat. But that's no small feat. But I mean, yeah, I think I can see them having wine together and kind of probably had something in the past when they were a bit younger or whatever, or not just had something. But it's just like they both figured out that's not like what we want. Like I just have them have a past.
Yeah.
That's why
like they've had dealings before, and they like have this mutual respect for one another.
Yeah, they kind of like still there's a bit of a thing there. There's a bit of an attraction, but still, they're both really wary of each other. And, I could see it having. I see it being very interesting.
Yeah, I could definitely see like I think these two would be very they would still be on on toes against one another, but have like this mutual understanding, because a gang war between Hotel Moscow and the Kingpin, who has the Hand at his side, as well as Typhoid Mary, Lady Bullseye, and several other very big hitmen, superpowered hitmen. The battle would be kind of pointless.
I suppose so, and but they're still on their toes around each other, but they're still on the first name basis.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, hello, Wilson. Hello, my dear. They're kind of like, they talk like business partners, but it's like, yeah, you two, there was a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like back when they were just like, Fisk was just starting out and Bella Lyca was just getting into the mob stuff.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. But yeah, like I think I see them more as like it would be mutually beneficial if they were allies rather than enemies.
I suppose so.
Yeah. Anyways, that's how we imagine how it would go. So thank you for that question, SSJ Thug. And next comes Marcus Keener. Hope I'm saying the last name right. What would happen if there was a $2 million reward for killing Roberta and Deathstroke, Midnighter, Bane, Taskmaster, Tombstone, Storm Shadow, and Yujiro Hanma took the offer to kill Roberta? Okay, first off, let's increase the bounty to $2 billion, because $2 million to most of these guys is chump change.
I suppose so.
So
I think Revy just would take that up. Like, she wouldn't even give a fuck about the money. She'd like, no way, I'm going to be the one to end that bitch.
Yeah. Okay, so also, you've got Midnighter, who probably would just do this for wouldn't do this for money. Same with Storm Shadow and Yujiro. But Deathstroke, Taskmaster, Tombstone, and Bane, on the other hand, they'll take the money. As for Midnighter and Storm Shadow and Yujiro, they just do this because either Cobra wants her. For Storm Shadow, Cobra wants her on their side, and if she says no, Storm Shadow, kill this bitch. Midnighter, oh, she's a bad guy, I gotta go take her out. Yujiro's just like, fuck her, I'm gonna kill her. Anyway, you were saying?
I don't think Midnighter would bother with her, because she had some stuff in the past, but she's just a maid now, and I don't think Midnighter would bother her. Trying to take down a maid because, she has some mob connections. I mean, there's bigger fish to fry. Um, yeah, like Deathstroke, Taskmaster, and Bane. I'd love to see all those three in the story, actually. But yeah, I personally think Revy would just kind of not even take the money, but just take up the challenge to kill Roberta just because she wants to be the one to end that bitch. I want to be the one to kill her. I don't care about the money. You can split the money on your own. I'm gonna be the one that ends her, and just get her really fucking pissed off, and actually in parts save Roberta from the other assassins because she wants to save the kill for her own.
Yeah. So out of like all these other assassins that came up, like Deathstroke, Taskmaster, and Deathstroke and Tombstone, who do you think, like out of all of them, has the best chance of killing Roberta?
Taskmaster and Deathstroke are essentially almost the same character, but from different universes. I don't know. That's the thing. Roberta just seems so superhumanly, insanely durable. I don't know. I really don't.
Yeah. I'm gonna, like, if I had my own roster of people who could go after Deathstroke, you're gonna need a lot more people.
I suppose so.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. So thank you for that question, Marcus. It's gonna be up in the air for that one. So thank you for that question, Marcus. Next question comes from Andre Partridge. Hope I'm saying that last name right. But what do you think? Who do you think would win in an all-out crossover gunfight between the Lagoon Company and the cast from Team Fortress 2?
I don't know. That is pretty hard. I don't know. You take this one.
I don't know either, but here's the thing, like, the Lagoon Company, only Dutch and Revy do the shooting.
I suppose so.
That's the thing, like, Benny and Rock, they don't really do the shooting. It's Dutch and Revy, so they're completely outgunned. It's 9 to 10 people on the Lagoon, on the Team Fortress group.
I suppose so. Team Fortress. Oof. And they do have the healer, the medic. I don't know. I don't think it would be a serious fight. It'd be like one of those, hey, let's shoot shit in the air. I see it as more of a comedic, bonus feature in the back of a DVD than anything really serious.
Alright, so thank you for that question, Andre. Next question comes from the Omnitron12345, and he asks, if you could have any street level supervillain or anti-hero from any comic universe or other anime exist in the Black Lagoon universe, who would it be and why? Milan?
I don't know. I'd love to see, I'd love to see, let's see. I'd love to see, I don't know, the Vega brothers, I suppose. From Pulp Fiction, the Vega brothers.
Oh, cool.
Something like that.
I'm gonna have to go with, how about Jason Todd?
Yeah, I think that would work.
Yeah.
He's essentially already is in Mirandapur, or at least he was. The hell, or at least he was in the beginning of the New 52 with Arsenal and Starfire having his little threesomes here and there.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's our picks. Thank you for that question, Omnitron. Next question comes from Zach the Thunder King, and he asks, which gang would you join Roanapur? I'd go with Hotel Moscow.
Well, I would as well, but I don't think they'd take you. I think they'll take you as a lower grunt. But since I can actually speak Russian and am a fully skilled assassin and marksman and, 5th grade torturer, or am I 6th grade now? Yeah, I'm a 6th great torturer and I can speak Russian, I think they would take me rather well. I can put in a good word for you if you want.
Thank you. So, Hotel Moscow for us as well.
Yeah, but you might have to just mix the drinks or whatever.
Yeah. So thank you for that question, Zach. Next question comes from Casey Hudson. And he says, it's been a while, man. Anyway, what do you think of the Punisher? How do you think the Punisher would fit perfectly in the universe of Black Lagoon? Potential for a crossover? Well, he's the Punisher. I mean, Black Lagoon's in the Marvel 2K14 fanfiction universe. So I am gonna do that later on. But there is a fanfiction on fanfiction.net where it has the Punisher Max stuff in Black Lagoon. And several characters do get killed off horribly by Frank.
Interesting. Yeah, there you go. You got your question.
Yeah. My thing is that I don't think Punisher would go to Roanapur because he knows he'd be completely outgunned. He would need to go there for a specific reason rather than I'm going to punish all of you.
I mean, I think I don't know.
Because the Punisher's he's a sensible man. He wouldn't go to Roanapur without, because he wouldn't have the resources or the money and the bullet, enough ammo to take out everyone in Roanapur. He would need a goddamn nuclear bomb.
That's what I was about to say.
It would have to be like he has to be there for a reason. Like maybe he's following a paper trail to Balalaika and that's his target, or he's following someone there and he just ends up in Roanapur and to which Balalaika and everyone else is like, we're gonna kill Castle.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for that question, Casey. Oh wait, did you have anything to say on this?
No, I think it would work.
All right. All right. So thank you for that question, Casey Hudson. Next question comes from Mr. Emerald123, and he asks, if you could cross over any Black Lagoon character with any comic book character, how would you do it? Well, this is more open rather than supervillain or anti-hero type thing, so.
Personally, I'd love to see Lex Luthor kind of try to not open up, but like indirectly try to get a foothold on Varanapur just to get, just kind of buy the island essentially, and try to have it, kind of underhandedly try to control all the arms dealing on that place.
I would have said, how about Ra's al Ghul trying to burn the city?
Oh, Ra's al Ghul is a much better choice, actually.
Yeah. Ra's, he's there to burn the city to the ground.
Interesting. That's really interesting. Or better yet, I think you're just gonna try to, burn the city to the ground. I think it'd be too small, too under his notice, and I don't think he'd waste his time with it. But I think he'd kind of use it as a tool more than anything else. Some place to either train his men or to get weapons. Kind of try to strengthen the League of Shadows.
Yeah. All right. So thank you for that question, Mr. Emerald. Next comes the Spawn117. He asks, what do you think of a Godzilla Black Lagoon crossover, a Predator Black Lagoon crossover, an Aliens Black Lagoon crossover? We've already done, Hellsing Black Lagoon crossover, and Assassin's Creed Black Lagoon crossover. So he's basically asking, let's start off with Godzilla and Black Lagoon.
I really don't have anything to say about that. I mean, you put Godzilla in any location ever, and the outcome's still the same. If the shit gets blown up, people die. People. It's Godzilla. It just. I don't find it. I don't think there'll be nothing added to Varanapur, or it'll just be a destroyed island. So many stories wasted because a big giant lizard wanted to, I don't know, lay his eggs on the place or whatever. I don't know.
Alright.
That's a lot of fish.
Well, he's talking about the Japanese Godzilla.
I know, but I don't think the Japanese Godzilla would bother. Or if he would, it would just be destroyed and move on.
Yeah. It would pretty much be like Black Lagoon No Man's Land after a story like that.
Actually, that's a good point, but that's the thing. The Godzilla attack wouldn't mean anything. You can just replace Godzilla with any sort of any natural disaster. make it a tidal wave, an earthquake, whatever. Godzilla's destruction is completely superfluous.
Yeah. I can see that. Okay, now getting on to the really fun one, Predator and Black Lagoon.
It'd work quite a lot. I mean, Barinaper says to be the place where the most dangerous people in the world are hiding out, and everyone's carrying a gun anyway. And so yes, it's the perfect hunting ground for the predator.
Yeah.
And it's the place that predators that are like fully experienced would go, because you're literally surrounded by enemies who are fully loaded. So yeah, I think it could really work.
Yeah. Aliens Black Lagoon.
Interesting. I think they could. It could be. I don't think it would be like a long time thing, kind of a one Elseworld one shot type of a thing. But yeah, I think it would be quite interesting.
Yeah. Or maybe you have a predator ship crash land and some smugglers find the eggs and try to be like, oh, exotic animals, and shit hits the fan following.
Pretty much. Didn't you weren't you gonna write like a Predator Black Lagoon fanfic or something?
I was, but I'm so busy with everything else I had to drop it.
Yeah, I remember you actually came to me and said, "Hey Milan, can you voice work that shit?" And I'm like, "Yes, son, I would voice work anything for you, baby." And you're like, "Yeah, what do you want in return?" And I'm like, "I want a picture of your naked torso."
Oh, dude.
I know. It was a weird request, and you fulfilled it quite nicely.
No, fuck you.
I'm kidding, everyone.
All right.
It was a PG transaction. No one showed anything to anybody.
All right. Helsing Black Lagoon.
Helsing. I don't see the reason it would be there.
Well, it has to be like something to do with vampires.
Yeah. I don't know.
And seeing meet Helsing and Bella-Lyca meeting.
No. I don't know. It just seems like any sort of supernatural addition to the Black Lagoon universe kind of cheapens it a little bit. But not really, since they have the fucking vampire twins. I don't know. I'm sure it could work.
Yeah. All right. And finally, Assassin's Creed Black Lagoon.
Sure, why not?
Can't really think of one on the spot for me on that one. Sorry, Spawn.
Yeah, I mean, Black Lagoon and Assassin's Creed, it could work. I mean, I'd love to see some political intrigue. But that's the thing, the Assassins really kind of go to a place, usually operate in a big city, a place of, historical importance, where, decisions are made that can possibly affect the world. Barinaper really just seems like an island where the scum of the earth gather and just, live their little lives of sin and discouragement. I mean, sure you have Bella-Lyca, but those are the people who came to Barinaper to essentially live, a life of, reasonable stability. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but I mean, it's a place where you know where you stand. It's a place, just chaotic enough to keep you, sharp, but just a place that, if you get a nice foothold in, you have to fight for it, but at least it's a pretty safe bet. You'll get steady business coming through here. And the Assassins, I don't really see them. I understand where the pick came from, the visual aspect of it, an assassin killing folks in Barinaper, that's pretty cool, but besides that, I don't really see any real compelling reason for the Assassins to even bother with Barinaper.
Alright. So next question comes from Linerman0245. What would happen if Revy ever visited the land of Ooh?
Oh my god. I love that person who asked that question. You get a cookie. You get an invisible, intangible cookie in your stomach. it is done. You delightful person, you. What do you think will happen?
Shit blows the fuck up.
Damn right, son. Damn right.
Because seriously, if like Revy was ever there, she'd be like, I'm in a fucking Disney World. That's how, even though obviously that's not owned by Disney, but that's how she worded it. Or like it's like, did I take acid or something?
I think that's what she's gonna do. She's just gonna lay and look at the clouds. That's a fucking unicorn that is made out of a rainbow. Look, did rock spike my drink again? Jesus. And she'll just lay there waiting for the trip to fucking phase through, and she's still laying there on the grassy knoll for like days on end. Like, why isn't it stopping? What the hell did they give me? And just Finn and Jake look up and say, "Hey, lady, are you human?" And she's like, "Nope, nope, nope, nope." And she just loses it and just starts shooting at things. You know. Yeah. And Finn and Jake are like, "That lady's crazy, son." And they're like, "Yeah," and they walk away, and she just shoots things because it's funny.
Yeah, I think like Ice King Noble is like, "Oh, you're crazy," blam. I think the only person she'd like to hang out, she could actually tolerate is Marceline.
Oh, that's cute. But like, it'd be funny to see, Ice King try to, marry Revy.
And get shot for it.
Yeah.
Also, I don't think she'd take any Bubblegum's bullshit.
Bubblegum has bullshit?
She'd be like, "Take me back right now, or I shoot you." It's like, it's not just blam.
I suppose so. But then, she'll have a whole candy army on her
Have
tail.
you seen the Candy Army? It's not exactly the most useful.
I have to disagree. The banana men, the banana army, the army of who the candy people are incredibly dangerous, skin-eating creatures.
That's when they're zombies.
No, they are creatures of magic and radiation, of terror and pain and misery that devour the flesh of human creatures. Just because Finn is the last one doesn't mean they don't all want to eat him. They're gonna see him as an extinct, an endangered species. So they leave him be. And the fucking banana guards, they are the most bloodthirsty killers of all. The most insanely competent of soldiers.
You've seen this. We're talking about the same Adventure Time, right?
Yes, the same Adventure Time. Where these banana guards have these eyes of hate and pure determination to their great warrior queen. It's yeah, and they all have to live in a place, separated from the magical winter's world by a giant wall of ice. And Princess Bubblegum having 3 dragons that hatch from a fiery execution. It's great.
Milan, I think you just rambled your way into Game of Thrones.
No. I'm talking about Adventure Time, It's like this really complex, medieval, political drama with a lot of sex and rape and murder, That's Adventure Time, right?
Sure it is, Milan, sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright, I guess our last question... Oh, there's one more question left, because the other 2 are just reprints of other questions we've already answered. Taj Harrison asks, what would you do if you ever found yourself stranded in Roanapur?
I would make a lot of money.
How? Selling yourself, I assume?
Thanks for having such a vote of confidence in my virtue, my friend.
That's not virtue. That would I kind of imagine that'd be your first option.
I suppose so. I would most likely become a madam in a brothel somewhere. Just walk around in black and red, dark red petticoats. trying to cool myself from the heat, having a little birthmark on my cheek with red rouge and large flashing eyelashes, going, "Oh, hello, Black Lagoon. How are you, dear rock baby? Come partake of our flesh. It's delightful. We've got wonderful pieces." I'd make it, yeah, I'd make an excellent madam, wouldn't you say?
You're a dude.
Yeah? That doesn't mean I won't look good in a dress. Have you seen me in a dress?
No, I haven't, and I don't wish to.
Oh, you're missing out, my friend. I look more, proper, classy in a dress than I do than most women. I make Grace Kelly look like a homeless person. That's how. No, I'm serious. I am a man that looks good in a red dress, a corset, and high heels. Not really high heels, high-heeled boots made of latex. And I'll have a big wig with an ostrich in it, a stuffed ostrich. And I'll sell my girls. I'll send out my girls into the streets to make me money. And I'll have this, this delightful abode filled with men and mafiosos coming to me to buy a good night's time from some of my gals. And I'll be, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen. No, gentlemen, what am I talking about? Please meet my gals. Please be kind to them." And, I'd make an excellent madam. Trust me.
I can't even think of an answer because of you.
You see,
I think you've given us the perfect one, Milan. You've given us the perfect answer.
I'm not done yet. Once I get a little old, and my looks start to fade, and my breasts aren't as perky as they once were, I'll just marry a young man, like a young up-and-coming gangster that has his head, in the right place, a smart, intelligent businessman fellow, and I'll just, control him with my feminine wilds, and then I'll just keep marrying younger husbands after each of them die, and, in strange accidents leaving me all their fortune, and I'll retire. I'll most likely join the nunnery once I reach an age where, I don't know, should I stay a madam? I don't know.
Well, that blew whatever answer I had right out of the water. Thank you, Milan.
You're welcome.
Yeah. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, final question comes from Mr. Goodplot, and he asks, is there a creature from it?
Is there a what?
A creature from it. Get it? Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Yes, and it's me, arising from the sea covered in seaweed, in my beautiful, silky red and black dress. I've slipped and fell into the ocean on a banana peel, and I'm about to raise hell. And that's how I come to Baranaper. I just arise from the waters like great Cthulhu, with a smile on my face and a sparkle in my eye, ready to take this filthy island of degenerates by storm. And then I become a madam.
Oh, man. I knew having you on here was either going to be really awesome or really weird. Either way, it was going to be a good time.
What, they right.
So, other than the other two questions, which were pretty much reprints of the other questions, yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah.
Once again, guys, I want to apologize if you had a question on here and it probably got marked as spam and I wasn't able to see it. My apologies. But other than that, we got some really good questions, and I want to thank my good friend MilanJeftic for spewing madness into all of your ears.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it's been a pleasure to be here with you. Spewing madness in your ears, and you mind if I plug myself like a dirty whore?
Go ahead. I was about to plug you, but not in that way.
Okay, you dirty boy. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see more of me and my glorious madness, you can find me on MilanJeftic1992. That's my YouTube channel. If you want to hear more of my condensed madness in tweet form, you can follow me on Twitter at MilanJeftic. Also, if you want to listen to, I have a podcast on iTunes. It's called Transmissions from Innsmouth. It's essentially where I talk about my daily life living here in Innsmouth with my poor son, Billy, who is indeed a delightful lad, and who also happens to be the bringer of the apocalypse. So yeah, you can find that podcast once again on Transmissions from Innsmouth on iTunes, and yeah, please comment, subscribe, and to Deadpoolzilla's channel, and I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah. Should I sing?
Do you want to sing?
Yes, I do.
All right.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I want to make it good. Let me just find the lyrics.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Milan, don't drag this out longer than it needs to be.
Oh, don't worry. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. You ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. In other words, I love you.
Thank you, Milan. Alright guys, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed whatever the holy hell this was. And yeah, we're out.